up, people? It's a beautiful Wednesday on Your View. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host. I know, my voice is not having it today. But we'll manage.
We'll talk in solidarity with you.
No, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what happened.
Did
I
you
woke
not
up this
shout? You
morning.
didn't go to church? You didn't do
It's just this
anything?
morning. Maybe it was Emeka Ike's drama yesterday. Just what the
no.
Emeka Ike came on Splash. I
Moturayo.
said, that Moturayo program, they were talking nonsense. I'm like, Oga, Emeka Ike. My name is Mariah, not Moturayo. And if you'd like to come and to clarify issues, we'll gladly have you. So we're giving you an open invitation.
Yes,
Please come to Your View and tell us. He said that we should have called him first before saying everything that we said. Well, we talk about what is hot on social media.
True.
And was based on the information we got that we're sharing. So if you have anything to please come, we'd love to have you.
Mario, in defense of the show, if something goes viral on social media and you don't put out information to defend or affirm, people are going to go with what they see
It's
on
what
social
Tiwa
media.
did. Tiwa came out and recorded herself.
Aha.
We used that information to know better. Okay.
Open invitation to him.
Mariah, I saw on social media that there was a birthday party yesterday.
He didn't tell us.
And our governor did not tell us. And we know you love us because we hear from you
Let
regularly.
us again.
So we know you still love us. Now this is open invitation to ask for our cake. Now we know that you have cake. All we are asking is that you deliver your cake, our own cake. Okay.
No, it's better you
Mariah
ask him
is-
to
Speaking
do
for
it.
herself.
It's better you ask him to do a private party for us. Your View birthday
Ladies.
party.
Okay.
No, we're supposed to host him.
You know, because I just realized that he's Gemini. I'm Gemini. My brother Femi is
Don't
Gemini.
take that to the bank.
Oh.
Anyways.
Come on, leave that one. I said I went to you. Hey, me, I haven't been on the show since I went.
Yes,
Which
so-
is true.
No. Because you see, the thing is, a lot of these our governors, we don't hear. There's no, but man, we saw roads. We saw roads.
Governor Kwabio did some work there.
I
Serious
was,
work.
in fact, because I personally have been
We're
yabbing him.
We're looking for bad roads. Like, how can you be going somewhere? They're searching for bad roads. There has to be a bad road in this place. Please. Give us one
You
bad
can also
road.
say that Lagos State, the reason we might have bad roads might be because we have a lot
Population.
of trailers. No, the trailers actually are the
Population.
ones that spoil the roads. more.
Population is the same thing.
But that's the thing. When you see, like in our area, when the road has a small hole, repair it.
Yeah.
If you repair it, then it will not become a crater and then a valley of holes. I don't
Anyway,
understand.
unfortunately, we have a sad news mentioned this morning. A lot of people, the news broke out yesterday that OGP passed on. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I know he's been
Amen.
on the show. We're thinking of seeing if we can, if it's appropriate to show the video where we brought him after he came back from India for the surgery. He was on the show. We had an interview with him. We honestly, our hearts go out to the family, especially his 3 wives and 8 children. He really fought hard.
To
He
stay alive.
really fought that battle. But you know,
And
these
it's
things.
just before his 50th. And you know, I read online, that it was his first wife that actually gave her kidney. She was cut open to give him, and she didn't mind sacrificing her own kidney.
No, she came
That's
here now, remember?
a commendable
She came-
woman. She's,
Yeah.
I mean, she deserves.
She came here alongside me when he came the first time, I think before the surgery.
And he just kept on praising her after that. You know, that's the sacrifice any woman can, make for her husband. Our hearts
can't
go
show
out
love
to
more
the
than that.
family.
Excuse me, I just want to have one question. Is it that when you have kidney transplant, you are not safe again?
You have to be doing dialysis.
You see, your body, some bodies will reject the new kidney.
But he's accepted it
most times you need drugs to keep on. There's a way that
What I read was that even though after you've done the transplant, you still need to be going for dialysis treatments. At least he was going 3 times a week, and I think he was going for one of his dialysis treatment when they had a serious relapse.
Maybe
And
we'll bring a
things
kidney, someone that is specialized in this to
I
educate
think we
people
need
more
to, because
about
my
it.
friend had a kidney transplant in America and she seems okay. Oh.
So we might,
You know, so we
educate people
maybe
more
it's this,
about
maybe
it.
it's
Get
the
more
India that
information
they're
now.
all going.
I thought about it yesterday that India versus the US.
let's just pray for others because
when the time
this
is right,
death in the last
few
3 weeks or 2 weeks has
yes,
been
a whole
crazy.
lot.
All right, let's take a quick break now. I really apologize for my voice. It's terrible today, but I'll manage. Okay. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. See my bones coming out. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. We're going to start with The Punch. EFCC raids Obanikoro's home. Freezes Tompolo's 3 billion naira account. Operatives cut away documents, vehicles from ex-minister's home. Picture here of Osun students storm school in church garments. RCCG guard arraigned for impersonating Pastor Adeboye. Saraki files fresh motion to disqualify CCT chairman. How Oronsoye others siphoned 14 billion naira, says witness. Inflation hit 18-month high at 15.6%. Sheriff was contracted by APC to cause chaos, says PDP panel.
Can you imagine?
And federal government secures 90 billion naira loan for states. Right, let's talk about...
The RCCG guard.
Yeah, did you read that story?
Yes. And it just caught my attention as a Christian that a guard in the church would impersonate, according to the story, the RCCG, a guard in the RCCG church in the Bute Meta, the head of headquarters, went to open a Fidelity bank account, impersonating himself as
The general overseer.
general overseer, and was trying to use that as an opportunity to pay in check
600,000 naira check.
from whatever check was addressed to Adeboye. He would take it to that account and cash out the money. Cleverly planned, but so evil and so wrong. In the church, where he hears messages every day.
I don't think that's evil. It's just criminal, but it's not evil. He didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
He's a thief.
Okay.
A thief is not an evil person. He's a bad person.
He's just so hungry.
Hungry thief.
It's just so sad.
All right.
I didn't like
Let's
that.
move on to the Daily Sun. Arms procurement mess. EFCC to clamp down on ex-army chiefs. EFCC raids Obanikoro's house, slams 1.5 billion naira, charges against Fani Kayode. Excuse me. Senate revisits constitutional amendment, 13 bills being considered. Ultimatum to governors. Masop aligns with Avengers. Excuse me. Ayakule, Baptist Convention leader, emerges as CAN president. And drama in Osun as students wear garment hijab to school. Okay, let's talk about this hijab matter. Right?
Are the pictures as in Vanguard? There are more pictures
Okay, let's do it in
Vanguard. So,
Okay.
do we want to do EFCC in the Nation?
You can do it. Yeah, let's do EFCC. Did you read the story? EFCC story.
I read the Obanikoro one. You know, where his house was searched. He's being investigated for allegedly collecting 4.1 billion out of the 2.1 billion arms scam deal.
And they said that he received a check, first of all, of 200 million, then 2 billion, then 700 million, then 1 billion from CBN.
Morayo,
Impressed account.
there is no way we can take out the ex-president from this, because we all know that Obanikoro spent the money on campaigns
Ekiti
and
election.
on the elections, and it was based on somebody's order. So we cannot say if the person that gave the order, if I say kill the rat, I'm also as guilty as you that killed the rat. And
We don't know that for sure yet, though. There's
But
nothing that said
he's in
President-
charge of the country. Morayo, I worked under you. As I'm under you right now, if I go and do something on behalf of your view, that I'm representing you, you would know about it. If you don't know about it, you should hold me accountable when it happened. There's so much money under this arm deal that even if we say the president didn't know anything about it, then it must really be a bad, we can't paint, you're painting him in a bad light that under your nose, while you are the president, you asked that they supply arms to people. The arms did not supply, the money was used for something else, and you had no idea. You didn't prosecute anybody while you were there.
I agree with you, but I think that the EFCC needs to go beyond the press prosecution and actually let's see convictions. Come with great evidence. A great lawyer does not give out information until they get to court.
Exactly.
When the EFCC keeps on saying we found jury, we found this, we found that, is like
We have
this,
5
what they
witnesses.
want us to
It's
do.
old news now.
What they want us to do is to just talk about it. We haven't seen any convictions.
Yeah. We're done with the stories. Just let's get convictions. Okay, moving on to Vanguard. Federal government bars state from bank loans. War over religious dressing in Osun schools. You can see 3 or 4 different pictures here.
Zoom in.
Excuse me. Nigeria, inflation hit 6-year high at 15.6%. Ayakule emerges CAN president. Nigeria risks ban on export of containerized goods. Lots of stories here, but let's talk about this hijab matter once and for all.
So the we discussed it on Monday, where the courts allowed Muslims in Osun State to wear their hijabs to school, and the CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, Osun State chapter, said, you know what, our own students are going to dress in their own Christian attires to school. So what happened was that in some schools in Osun State, students came in their sultana, their choir robes, their
Now, question: do you
Baptist
think,
garments.
do you think this radicalism it stems from the top? Because, I mean, I know who I would say that. What would Jesus do? Would we do that kind of thing? Is that the kind of thing Christ wants us to do? I don't know. Just
I
asking.
mentioned my own my opinion on the matter is that the hijab is to protect girls when they get to puberty from being sexually exposed to men. In primary school, you don't get to puberty, so maybe in secondary schools, Muslim girls can be allowed to wear their hijabs. Secondly, I also mentioned that there's a reason we have uniforms in Nigeria. We have 400 ethnic tribes. You know, if all of us come in our culture and our religion, we will never be uniform. So maybe you want the government to have public Muslim schools where all of them can wear their hijabs.
But also,
When I
the,
went to-
the hijab is not something they wear only on Fridays.
I'm
It's
saying
something they wear every day.
They
It's their
cater for
lifestyle.
them.
When I went to
It's their
when I was in,
lifestyle.
I'm
They
much
cater for
older than
them.
all of you. When I was in secondary school, we had, not far from us, we had Ansaruddin, and they all wore uniforms like we wore. Their uniform was a green pinafore with a green and white checked top with berets. I never saw anybody.
When I went, I was in primary school. I went to a school called Iyaniwura in Surulere. It was before I went to it. I was like primary one or primary two. I had to wear the hijab
That's-
as a little
that's
baby.
why I say
that's
I'm
a
much.
Muslim school.
Yeah, well,
But
that's-
Ansar-
Why
Ansarudin-
is it
Ansarudin
that
was a Muslim
school
school.
was wearing berets
In
and they were
those
not wearing
days.
hijabs in those days.
And we were, excuse me, and they were doing what do you call inter-house sports. They were coming for inter-house sports and everything. So this era is a very different era from when I was growing up. And what I want to say, my own is, because my own view is different from everybody else to say. My own is, all these religions are foreign. That's why they are all fighting.
Let's not go to that angle. Let's talk about
I want to say, for the Christians, I don't know about Muslims. From what I've heard from Nima, it is a religious tenet that is compulsory for them as Muslims to cover their head. It's a high point of submission to the will of God.
From
I
puberty.
respect that. I don't know that. I
From
respect
puberty.
that. So if that is agreed, as a Christian though, I know what the Bible says. And nowhere in the Bible are we allowed to retaliate and say that because somebody did this, I would do. All of you should go to church and go to school wearing robes. I'm not saying choir robes are for those that are choir members. When you
yes,
want to
on
perform
Sunday.
on Sunday, not that you not wear that to that. This
It's
is
a
not
sen-
right.
it's
We are
a
not
sensitive-
raising these children right.
It's a sensitive
I'm
issue.
talking as a Christian to my Christian brothers, to the Christian children. This isn't the way to raise children. We should raise them to
everybody
religiously
has mentioned
tolerate
that point.
one
It's
another.
a sensitive issue. The Christians are also thinking that if you do not maintain uniformity, you are exposing my child to the hijab at a young age. I don't want that.
Do you know what these children are exposed to on a daily basis?
Yes,
They're
let them
exposed to
tolerate
pornography.
one another.
There are more issues.
Maybe
You're
create
exposed to
private-
pornography.
Look, we are saying
So let
uniformity.
them, it's not hard. Let them have Muslim schools and let all the Muslims go there.
Bam.
And Christian schools and let
Or
all the
divide the
Christians
food
go there.
to a
I don't
class.
agree.
And
I don't agree.
the matter is
When they
finished.
grow up, who they
Then
next to
we,
each other?
then they will have one
It's
for
not a
African
hot topic
religion.
today. It's not a hot topic today. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I
Final
mean,
paper.
you
Your
hear?
African religion. You know, start going your shekere. to
You see, you are misinformed.
Okay.
You are misinformed
This-
about your religion.
Which religion? I know my religion. No. Me, I know my own religion very well. It's Christianity. This day, our last paper for this morning. The world awaits Emefiele's flexible exchange rates today.
Yes, so
CPM may adopt single window devalue Naira. Federal government to secure 90 billion Naira loans for the states. Picture of Ambade with his wife and children doing his birthday celebration yesterday. NNPC, how part of $12.9 billion LNG dividend was spent. Inflation rises to 6-year high of 15.6%. Umar's PA tells court how CCT chairman met several times with accused facing trial in his court. So let's talk about
The
inflation.
entire world is
and-
waiting for Emefiele.
Don't worry.
Your voice sounds so painful to me, honestly.
I'm so sorry.
Inflation.
I'm in pain. I mean,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Inflation at 15.6%, as released by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, is basically being pushed up by the lack of domestic food production in Nigeria, and because of forex, expensive imported food. You know, so and I saw it in the market yesterday. The amount that I had to spend just to buy a few items, you know, just a few items. I mean, inflation at 15.6%, and there's no hope in the horizon with the economy. I was also going to talk about the 90 billion naira loan to state governments to pay salaries majorly. I don't think this is sustainable. We need to start to talk about restructuring immediately. The finance minister was saying that some of the governors, she gave them 22 rules for accessing this loan. She's saying it's not a bailout. And she's saying that they need to start sourcing inwards. And
they don't have the right
to. They don't have the legal rights, you know, to look inward. So we need restructuring to address this. You can't keep on giving bailouts or loan or whatever you call it on a monthly basis for them to pay salaries.
And she also said that the federal economy is dependent on this 36-state economy, so they need to start looking internally to start generating. But
let them give them the enabling law as fast as possible. The Senate needs to get on their act.
Well, I believe that the governors, within the confines of the law available right now, should think creatively.
Okay.
One major thing we need to do, agriculture. See, if we can just feed ourselves internally, a lot of our problems will reduce.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, our guest is not here yet, so we might have to change our topic, but stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, nurses have a professional duty to respect patients' dignity. However, the reverse is the case, as we have heard different reports about negative attitude of nurses who are supposed to show compassion, but they don't care properly for their patients. Observers have expressed worries that the actions and inactions of health workers, especially nurses, in some public hospitals have endangered patients' lives. Now, what is expected of our nurses? It's your, you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC. Now, the reason we are talking about nurses today was because we got a call from Regina Askia. She's an actress. She said that she's now a nurse, and she wanted to come on the show to talk about
nurses, the media,
and all that. So, with that, we wanted to just generally express our thoughts and views on what nurses are to us today, and then hear our own views on it. But unfortunately, she's far away somewhere. She said that she's stuck somewhere. So we'll just first of all share our own experiences with nurses. Hopefully she shows up in the next 10 minutes, fine. If not, we'll just talk about something else.
Can I deviate for a second?
Certainly.
There's this tweet that says, please tell Jumoke to help me tell Mariah that her voice is romantic.
And sexy. I think so too.
Back to the matter.
Do you want to go? You have more recent encounter.
Witness.
Hey, she will not talk. You know why she will not talk?
She's still
Because
going there.
you will hold her and
But I had a very funny experience. It wasn't a bad experience, you know, because there's a new hospital I'm going to recently, and I actually like them there. And there's this nurse, I think they call her Mama Joshua or something like that. My daughter my 2-year-old girl wanted to take injection. So I put her down, you know. The woman comes with a straight face. I'm messing Daniel. Nation Lara. I was like, okay. It was the way she said it, with a straight face. I'm like, all right, okay. It was just funny. I was just like, I bust her.
That's 2-year-old.
You still get muscle, you still powerful.
I laughed so hard.
In an hospital too, where as an adult still run from injections. Like, I don't want to be given injection. Now a baby is crying, and the nurse who is about to give injection is like, hold her, please. There's no compassion. There's
No, this one, let me correct. This one was very compassionate. This one was nice. Let me not say that.
She just didn't
It
want
was
a blow to
it was
the
just
face.
fun. It was just fun to hear. But
No,
now let's switch to somebody else.
What I saw
Yes.
was no compassion. What I saw was like there's this disenchantment or like disconnection. You just please
Is
hold
that
her.
is that a
I
public?
want to public hospital. I want to give her the injection. Oh, please hold.
That's in the
your-
public hospital.
Yes, hold your daughter.
My
Let
own
me give the injection.
experience.
And I feel worried about it. And I brought it up in some cases. People just say, you are in labor pain. You are in labor pain. Like men, CNN said that there is nothing, no pain, it's crazy.
Is it
There's
because
somebody
CNN
now-
said it that there is
No,
no
but
pain?
Just acknowledge that.
it's
Mike,
like
don't deviate. Let's move on. Go ahead.
like, it's pain
Yeah,
at
so-
pain
so,
level.
yeah.
And hold it. You're not the only one in the hospital. You can't be shouting. Somebody else wants to sleep. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Like, you don't know where it's paining you. You are hot, you are cold. Your entire body is not normal. And someone just says that somebody else wants to sleep. Oh, hold yourself.
But I can imagine the experience in the public hospital. I mean, they face different women. There are some over dramatic. It's just mosquito bite and she's screaming. So they're just used to. Can you please just hold yourself together?
But then in my own case, it was a totally different experience.
Was it a private hospital?
It was a private hospital. I got into the hospital at 9 p.m. I was there, and I don't shout when I'm in pain. My threshold for pain is very high. And, I was in serious pain. At a point, I couldn't walk to the toilet. I had to crawl to the toilet. She didn't put a bedpan beside me to use the. I was crawling to the toilet. She would be seeing me. She would be saying, sorry, you. And she was reading the books that she was reading. Sorry, you.
In a private hospital.
Private hospital. I was like that till 6 a.m. From
Oh
9
my
p.m.
God.
till 6 a.m. Meanwhile, there was one woman that came in around 4 a.m. I'm assuming it was 4 a.m. because it was whether it's and as soon as she got in, hey! How don't dare you, Baba Kidiko, take me.
And they rushed
She
her
wasn't
back.
even. If you see how the nurse started, Bele, me had been there since. By this time, I didn't start to bleed. She did not even pay any. I said when the doctor came in, the doctor started shouting at her. I was 10 fingers
Imagine
dilated.
that.
No, but I've been in there. I've been like a private hospital, the one that you gave birth in. And I was telling the nurse that, like, they rushed me bleeding. I was having a miscarriage, clot of blood, bleeding. And I wasn't screaming. I said, no, is it because I'm not screaming that you think I'm okay? That I'm not, I'm actually in serious pain. Like, they were just going around. I said, I'm in pain. I'm not screaming doesn't mean that I'm very comfortable. So yes, that's a normal reaction, that the person that is screaming is in more pain.
But I think the question is that who holds these people accountable for their actions?
In their defense,
Thank you very
because
much.
I asked
Thank you very much. Because what I have realized in this country is that a lot of professional
Bodies.
jobs, professions are going to the dogs. Why? Because there is nobody they are accountable to. Doctors, nurses, engineers, anybody. That is why you will build a house and it will fall down the next day.
YK.
I spoke to
But
a
the nurse,
boss.
the hospital I've been using recently, they've been very kind. They actually, well, you could say maybe because of your view, whatever, but they're actually very professional.
Right.
So there are some smaller hospitals that we don't recognize how professional they become.
Right.
But the big ones are the ones usually that come into this.
Who is anybody accountable to in Nigeria
our
from
leaders?
the
Good
head?
question. Good question.
Nobody is accountable to anybody.
Just do what we want to do.
Even a gate man will try and get away with blue murder because he knows that he's going to get away with it. My own experience is a little different, and it's a private hospital, but because I have first-hand relationship with my doctor, I would have called him ahead. So he's expecting me. By the time I'm getting there, my card is waiting. And then the nurses know that I have that relationship with him.
Yeah.
I don't like injections. So they're begging me, take it easy. I'll use the children's injection for you. So my experience is pretty much, it's been fun.
Okay.
But my doctor mentioned something about his nurses to me. I'll tell you, take your phone call.
Mariam from Aguda, are you there?
My name is Miriam from Kofa.
Miriam, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to contribute to this topic. Thank God I was watching you right now. My sister was admitted 2 days ago at LASU. And we were given a bill. I've sorted the bill out, even from the operation, the surgery field. Why do we have people outside? You see them begging. My baby is in the hospital. Do you know that they gave us some amount of money to pay? Thank God that my brother that went the second day, thank God that he had money with him. They were not telling us that we have to buy this, we have to buy that, we have to buy this. Why the patient is in the theater? They did not inform us. They would tell you right there in the what? Go and buy this. They will tell you to buy Tabumeta with Tabumeta that they will not use for you. Before you know it, somebody will come to you that have you bought Tabumeta? Instead of you to use one, everybody will buy Tabumeta. And nobody, the money that they will tell you to go and pay, you will not use that Tabumeta. Even your gloves, everything that you write there, some people will steal it from you.
Yeah.
I mean, our hospital here, why should our government, our leaders, why do they travel out? Because they don't want anything. If it is government, they know how to treat them well. But the common people, they teach you anyhow.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for sharing your experience. Appreciate
But
that.
I must say in their defense, because they know I'm on the show, and they know that we've discussed this several times, and they know that this is my opinion, they sit me down and educate me. And I must say this in their defense, that they are overworked. I mentioned every time I go for immunization, I come back the next day on the show and say that you can't have one nurse and assistant giving 100 children immunization every day. Immunization is injection to the leg, intramuscular. And she's doing that every day for over 50, one person in one sitting. There is no way that person will have compassion. But then if the baby is shaking leg, I say, the baby should not shake leg. Oh. If the baby shake leg, it will enter wrong place. So.
I like to say categorically here that a lot of us, hello, are you with me?
Yes, we are.
Yes, a lot of us Nigerians, we don't know our rights. Start with. Well, having worked and served in the public as a customer service person, I have always learned to know my job first. In a situation whereby you don't know your job first, you will not be able to confront a customer that is worried, a customer in pain. You will not understand. But when you know your job first, you first of all, you know that your job is to empathize with a customer. And that's why Jumoke's position of the relationship she has with her doctor is because they know that Jumoke knows what to tell them. For me, anytime I enter the private hospital I was using before, I will flog every one of them if they refuse to attend to me the way I ought to be attended to. Because I know how you should attend to me as a doctor. If you want to give me an injection, you're supposed to caress and romance me to take to whatever you want to give me.
It's true.
Thank you very much, Richard.
If you want to administer to me, you're supposed to encourage and tell me the reason.
I agree.
I should take this from.
Yes.
Wow, Richard.
Richard,
Yes, if it's a private hospital, yes, what are you paying
Let
for?
me tell you my own
I
experience.
pay
for my
I
nose.
expect the same. So in a situation where if they don't do that to me, I will take you up and I will send you out of my ward. Don't touch me. I will send you
Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much for the call. Because, I mean, the
You must
injection
be a
thing,
serious patient.
the injection thing, I wanted to take an injection. They took me to the injection room, and I was supposed to just stand and take the injection. I said, I'm not standing. Standing care. Oh, it's kind of like a baby. Find me a room. I want to lie down. At least I hold the bed. Just anyway, anybody entering, stand, bam, stand, bam.
Yes, now.
And I'm like, is that normal? I can't.
for private hospital, I would expect that you should get a better treatment. But for general hospital, I'm telling you categorically that I visited after a while and I saw people carrying baby sitting on iron. You know those iron chairs, not cushioned, iron chair after delivery. No bed space. Like 6 women literally carried a baby sitting down. There was no place for them to lie down. So you can't expect a nurse after delivery going through all that to now say you want to take injection, you are crying. When somebody else wants to deliver, I beg, let me go and take delivery of somebody that is serious. You wait until people will papa you.
Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we hope Regina Askia is here. If she's not, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're still expecting our guests. So let me come to Jumoke. Yeah.
So my doctor said to me, once I went and I noticed that his nurses had changed, And the nurses were always nice to me. So I asked after them, what has happened, doctor? He said, his nurses were stealing from him. So I was surprised. You know, the way you are surprised now, I was surprised. How come? He said they won't come to me because they know I have a personal relationship with him. They will go to women who would come in and say to them that, this drug that they are selling to you at 10K, I can help you get it at 5K. Because they are the ones who go to the pharmaceutical companies to get it, so they know how much it is. And then he was saying, but I will put on Jen throughout the whole day. I will pay you salary. I will pay rent and everything. How do you think I'm going to make the money when you, who is not bearing any cost, is going to buy it at a rate just higher than how much you buy it, you know, for clients? How do you expect me to make money? But this is a system failure in the sense that, then again, I ask myself, how much is he paying them? Is the money getting them home for the amount of work that they're doing? Nurses are exposed to a lot of diseases with their work.
Let me take,
but when you say that,
let me take this. Akiola, good morning, sir. Are you there? I'm sorry. Yes, YK.
when you say that, like, how much is he paying them? You have to remember that, like he has said, he has a whole
Bills.
He has bills. Maybe NEPA is bringing 300,000. And you know,
He'll still buy diesel.
where is he going to get the money to pay them?
More than how much he's paying them
Exactly.
already.
I had that experience too in the house where the nurse was telling me that, well, if you see doctor, they will write all this is for you. Just give me this amount of money and I'll treat this person. And I was like, that's not fair.
No, this is very wrong. I think it's a culture that we need to continue harping upon and saying that people must you must have integrity. You must be honest. Let God deal with your issues for you. Don't cut corners. When you steal from your own boss, how do you think that the money will do you any good?
Let me take this call from Egbeda. Shola from Egbeda, are you there?
Yeah, hello, Mariah. How are you?
Please go ahead.
Hello?
We are hearing you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good morning, all.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to share my personal experience on what you're talking about. 2 years ago, my wife delivered at General Hospital Igondo. And after several medications and prescriptions that I have to jump across the road to buy, brought it to them, applied it, they just abandoned her. She was the one that let them to know her experience, how she was feeling. It was on the staircase that they were packing her up so that she would not deliver on the road. Now, having brought her to the delivery room, she delivered, they put her one side and they said they needed a doctor to come and attend to her. A doctor came, checked the file, and discovered that it was another doctor that was taking care of her from the beginning. And because of that, I think he had an issue with the doctor that was taking care of my wife from the beginning. He did not attend to my wife at all. The nurse now had to come up and just look for any doctor just to come and discharge her. At discharge, we discovered that baby had a club foot the third day we got home. This they should have discovered in that place and gave us a treatment that would have been, more effective than the one we had to go over by ourselves. So, especially government hospitals, there is no care. They are just working, they are just in that place to come and earn salary. No care. Thank you. God bless you all.
Please,
That reminds us.
no,
Yes.
we can't. When we talk like this, we talk out of our emotions. I've said it over and over again. These people are overworked. A lot of times, when I gave birth to my twins, and immediately after, as I was in major labor, the baby's head was coming out. The doctor, there was one doctor, he was stitching up somebody. I kept screaming his name that I was ready to deliver. He said, "Don't push." He was stitching. And when he came, he said, "Why are you shouting my name? I am stitching up someone. Would I leave her alone and come and deliver you?" The doctor can't split himself into two. Some nights they deliver, they do like 4 CS, and now you're having normal delivery. The doctor can't quickly leave somebody doing CS and rush down. We need to empower these people more. They need more hands.
We agree.
They are overworked.
We agree, but don't tell the person that lost his person, his wife or his child or something. He's not going to want to hear that.
He's also emotional.
Let me take this call,
at that
Mrs.
point in
Akiola.
time. He's stressed.
Mrs. Akiola, are you there?
We need to bring in
Lost
the
that call.
government
I'm
into
so
this.
sorry.
We need to bring the government needs to do something.
Now, the government in Lagos is doing something.
Yet the hospitals are over.
But the
They are
population in Lagos, when you have maybe 100 hospitals, I don't know the statistics of hospitals that we have in Lagos, catering to 20 million people. A lot of us go to private hospitals because we know that I have an emergency. I'm not going to go and stay on the queue.
Yeah.
Because you know that the hospitals are
And maybe we don't
overpopulated.
even have enough nurses anymore. Nobody is doing that.
They're not going-
Look, If you do nursing in Nigeria and they are telling you how much they pay nurses in America, you'll be looking for visa anyhow to get out of the country. So she's right about empowering them. People will get attracted to any profession that they know that they will get paid well.
Like,
do I want to
don't go there, because if you look at the anchors in America and you look at the anchors in Nigeria, we don't get paid the same.
I know, but why?
The
job.
So it's any job. It's any job.
I know.
Whether it's the doctor, whether it is nurse, whether it's TVC anchor or anybody, we all don't get paid the same amount as our American.
But the pressure now is that every time
to implement.
every time I go to the hospital,
TV station.
they know because I'm on
I
TV.
don't want to advertise any other TV station.
They lay down all the stress. They say, I get there 12 because I'm on the show. I get there late. Say, look at you coming 12 now. That I've been sitting down on this chair since 8 o'clock. When I stand up to go and drink water, all the patients look at me like, doctor, we are waiting. Don't leave us alone. If I want to go and ease myself, they look at me and like, don't stand up. I'm literally sitting down for hours, and how much am I get paid? I don't get tea break or anything. We need to do something about this.
I have a call from Ondo State. Dubi, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is my first time calling the show.
Welcome to the show.
I have an observation. The number should be continuously displayed on the screen.
Okay.
For our first time callers.
Thank you, Dubi.
I want to observe one thing, that nurses are far from the media. They need to be more media friendly so that they could push what they are doing very well to the public, and the public should understand their role.
Thank you, Dubi. That was the media friendliness that Regina Askia was going to come and
I was going to ask her a question
late.
if she came, that what do we need to do with the amount of general hospitals that we have? How do we use the limited resources to cater for this huge population, especially in Lagos State? In villages, maybe they don't even go to hospitals, they use herbs. But in Lagos, we are sensitized. We know the importance of going to see a doctor, but the medical facilities aren't available. I'm treated the way I am treated in my hospital because of how much I pay.
Yes.
The first time I went there, I was earning 20,000 naira, and the doctor was saying 10,000 naira for tests. I told him I couldn't afford it. The first question he asked was that, shouldn't you be saving? And I thought about it after that, that really and truly, I should have a particular purse for taking care of my medical needs. It's my life. The government doesn't owe me that.
Let me take this call from Marvelous. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Please, I want to disagree with what Topper said about Topper saying that they are overworked. My mom was in last week. That was a few months ago. The doctors, the nurses, rather, they are negligent. There's nothing short for it. They will not attend to you on time. Please, there was a patient like that I did call you. It was me and some other patients that I have to come and assist her, and some other people that look at to come and assist her. The nurse was just sitting down there saying, "Hello, I'm sorry, I'm this, don't worry." So I believe that what is that nurse doing now? There's nothing that she was doing. She was just there pressing her phone. We were the ones that were assisting those people. What about these janitors, or what do they call them, that push wheelchair? They will not do their job. It's we that will go with our patients to the world to go and buy something. It's we that will lead them to the toilet. What about the cleaners? Because I had to clean the toilet of last week. They are not doing their job. There's nothing short for it.
Thank you, Marvelous. Thank you.
I wanted to ask him a question. That was he sure that the woman wasn't tired? Yesterday, I heard of a doctor who collapsed in the operating theater.
Excuse me.
Overworked.
You see, I don't. When you say they are overworked, a lot of them are doing private practice. So
I agree.
A lot of excuse me, when my ex-husband, before he died, when they moved him to a public hospital, they moved him from private to public. The doctor that he met there was the doctor that was treating him
in
at
the private hospital,
when they were charging 500,000 naira a day. When he saw him there, he said, "What is he doing here? What is he?" No, take him back there. Take him back there. That's because he will not pay him. The only reason that they treated him in the public hospital was because his wife was a
working there.
Yes, and she called. She had a one-on-one phone call with the governor at that time. That was why they even looked at his face in the general. And I didn't see one nurse like Tokpa said. I saw plenty nurses.
Another angle we've not talked about is the HMO, because if the HMOs were paying the doctors appropriately, they can then pay the nurses and make them comfortable. Because I realized, exactly, because my own doctor complained. I have a hospital I was using before, and it was his company HMO, And when I go there, I complain that every small thing, I can almost predict the dogs they're going to give to me. And the new doctor I'm talking to said, Morel, the reason why I don't want to go to the HMO is because they manipulate what we give to you. I want to give you the best services.
They put
a
a
limit on what I want to treat you properly, but because I cannot go past this, so I have to keep giving you this thing. So I'd rather you just pay me, even if you don't pay me immediately, pay me in the next 6 months. But I'd rather give you the best service and you pay me instrumentally. So if HMOs actually do pay our doctors properly, they can better pay the nurses who they can treat us better. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're still hoping for Regina Asker in the next 5-10 minutes. If not, we'll close the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, Regina Asker Williams, a former beauty queen and Nollywood star, is now a Nigerian nursing ambassador and a professional nurse with a burning passion for nursing in Nigeria. Is here to tell us about nurses, the media, and the health of the nation. Welcome to the show, Regina.
Thank you very much. And I know we have a little bit of time. I'm sorry that it got so late, but I'm very happy, and I thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to come here and talk about nursing in Nigeria. I got to meet Josiah online, and they were talking about how the healthcare industry in Nigeria is falling apart, and the nurses are not being recognized. Nobody is inspired to do anything. And seeing that, I have the perfect opportunity to work with nurses internationally and know what obtains. I thought I could come and share my knowledge with nurses in Nigeria. And I'm looking forward to a situation where they'll be recognized, supported, and encouraged in their work, because they are a very crucial part of the healthcare industry. I mean, everybody's talking about nothing is working in the hospital. Everybody is talking about youth unemployment, but there's a set of 136,000 nurses and upwards who are ready, who could be mobilized with a little encouragement, with a little training, who could be used to fill up that gap, right? Now, every time you turn around, somebody has died. What did they die of? Asthma, hypertension, diabetes, some diseases that you could so easily control. I mean, these things don't kill you overnight, but if you don't know what is going on, if you don't check yourself regularly, you won't know. And the nurses fill in this role perfectly. So I'm asking the Nigerian government to support the Nigerian nurses, give them a little training, put them out in the field, let them do what they're supposed to do, and let the healthcare industry change for the better.
Fantastic. So, Hosea, how did you connect with Regina?
Yeah, we have a group of nurses who are bent on breaking records. In the last 30 years in Nigeria, nursing has been silenced and deafening. So we felt it's high time we did something special. We were trying to do something that had never been done before. So during the International Nurses Week, we decided to put up for the first ever International Twitter Conference.
A Twitter conference, that's where I saw them. That's where I read about it.
So we connected with International Council of Nurses. The president of International Council of Nurses was excited about it, gave us some speakers, connected with nurses in the US, and we connected with her. And we're able to hold a conference.
Okay.
Are you a nurse?
I'm a professional nurse.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Now, everyone is complaining about nurses. Tokpa is defending them to say that they're overworked most times. We also know that we have inadequate facilities to even help them do their work. Okay. What do you advise that the government does that is practicable? They say that they don't have funds to build new hospitals. The hospitals are
refurbish the old ones. Refurbish. How can a nurse? I asked them on Twitter, what do you do? What is the scope of practice of nurses in Nigeria? They say they work mostly with their hands. How can you work mostly with your hands when you have to listen to heart sounds, lung sounds, stomach sounds? You have to assess a patient head to toe. Now, if you have nothing to work with, that's almost like a death sentence on the patient. How are you going to take vital signs? So you cannot say that you are trying to recover stolen funds, trying to remove subsidy, trying to get money. The first thing you have to consider is the life of your citizens. There is no respect for human lives in Nigeria. People just drop dead. So if you take that money and refurbish some communities, train some nurses, and set them to work, a lot will be done.
So you are talking about makeshift clinics.
Need more training.
Our nurses need more training. We are low on motivation. Now, let me give you a worst case scenario that I've seen. Presently, as we speak, we have nurses nursing about 32 patients alone
Okay.
Now, let me take it away from the clinical world. Let me take it to the psychiatric setting, which is my own field. I know of a patient nursing 32 patients. Out of these patients, we have aggressive patients, violent patients, patients who are dependent on the nurse. And this
and only one nurse.
And only one nurse. The pregnant woman.
32 patients. What
this
are you
was
doing?
the pregnant woman. We've had nurses who had sleep disc, who had lost pregnancies on the job, who had developed hypertension on the job, who had developed stroke. We had a nurse last 2 weeks who developed stroke on the job because the bulk of the work is too much.
So now, should we now go back to getting students involved in nursing? Because everyone wants to do entertainment now. They want to become a beauty queen. Nobody wants to go into that field anymore because there's no motivation.
There
as
is
you
no
said.
respect. There is no respect. Now, your patient should be your testimonial. How you work with your patients, they should go out there and say, oh, these
I love
nurses were
this nurse.
fantastic. My sister went to South Africa the other day, and she's talking about Health Network, you know. She was so impressed with how the nurses were functional in the healthcare system. Now, compare that to Nigeria, there's no such thing. How are you going to have 32 patients to one nurse? I have 6 acute patients, right? I take care of them head to toe. With all the equipment available to me, I am able to make sure that my patient is not sliding into, you know, yes, but recovering. But if you have 32 people and nothing to work with, what are you doing? And then people turn around and say the nurses don't know their jobs, they don't do their jobs. What are you doing?
And that would even reduce the dependency on doctors, because every single thing now you have to see a doctor when a nurse can actually...
In the Western world, what happens is nurses are now independent.
Yes, we are independent as a nurse practitioner.
Treat a patient as a nurse practitioner.
Yes.
And that is what we are looking at in Nigeria, but it seems there are forces behind the scene who are bent on not making this happen.
I think what you're saying is we have to respect that profession. We are not
Empower
respecting
them.
the profession and then give them more tools.
And that is when we're looking at the media. The media hardly knows much about these things we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we feel it is our responsibility to give the media accurate information.
We need to close the show, but I'd like Regina to give the last words to our viewers on this.
Yes, the people I want to talk to. Hello, viewers, it's nice to be with you. But I really want to reach out to the people, the ministries and the parastatals that are responsible for sponsoring the nurses, training the nurses, equipping them to be able to do their jobs. It is very important to support the nurses. If you're talking about doing something about healthcare industry in Nigeria, the nurses are your go-to people. The nurses are your go-to people. Now, equip the nurses, train them for primary care. The doctors are trained to do acute care, focus on acute care. The nurses can take care of people with high blood pressure, diabetes, and what have you, heart failure. Teach them how to take care of themselves so that you don't wake up in the morning and hear this person is gone, this person is
Cardiac
gone.
arrest.
Imagine that.
Thank you so much,
very simple things. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for having us. And I look forward to talking with other television channels to generate awareness and put nurses out there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akishla.
Thank you very much.
That's all we can take on the show this morning. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned a lot. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have a very hot topic for you. Have a lovely day. See you. Bye-bye.
You know the